So as a videographer in my very qualified years, I've had to acquire a lot of pieces of gear that I need to shove in one camera bag that I know I'm going to be safe and sound on set, and I haven't forgot anything. I've got every use case covered. So in this video, we're going to talk about what I put in my camera bag, why it goes in there, and hopefully give you guys some little insights and tips on maybe what you want to put in your own camera bag so you know you're all good on set. So let's get straight into it. I guess the first thing to start with is what is the actual camera bag that I'm putting everything into to take on set. For me, it's this big chunky boy. Now, I think this is a pretty popular bag, but to be exact, it is the Lawoa. That's a lens fucking company. This is the Lawoa Pro Tactic BP 450 AW2. But for a camera bag, it's actually pretty comfy, even though it can get pretty heavy and bulky. But the padding is pretty nice. It's quite soft, and you know, if you got a bunch of stuff in here, you can tighten it up and make it feel quite secure and comfortable. So pretty good in that part. Also, excuse the rain. I just wanted to shoot outside, but it's probably not great for sound now that it's actually starting to rain heavier. So sorry in advance for that one. But this outside, that doesn't make sense. But this outside bit has sort of a hard shell up here, which is good for, I guess, protection if you have stuff in there. I have these little attachments that you can clip on, which come with the bag. So say you have a mini like tripod or a gimbal you want to just keep on you, but you don't want to like carry with your hands. You can attach it right here. So I'll show you. So this is my gimbal, the RS3 Pro. All I need to do is clip this, bang, and bang, make sure snug it in. And then when you're carrying it, you know, you have this on your back. So if you want your hands free for a bit, if you're just like traveling or hiking or whatever, that's a pretty good solution. But just for reference, I probably would pack this like nearly every time I go on set, because I have a GH5s and that's what I shoot with. It doesn't have any stabilization, E-stabilization in the body. So this is what I need if I'm doing run and gun shoots. And plus I need focus, so it's good. This has that, and I attach the focus motor on here, and I got focus gears on my lenses. So that is how I pull focus. I pretty much always use this thing unless I'm doing handheld, obviously. On the outside of the bag here, you got some of these zip pockets, so you can put some little snacks in there. I probably would always carry like some snacks if it's a long day, especially a nut bar, a protein bar, or something like that. You can also put fucking painkillers in there, which is kind of good to have if you've had a very long day and you just got a raging headache, but you got to get on with the game. You can just take some Panadol, paracetamol, and you're good. And then you also have this other entry pocket before getting into the actual compartments. You have this right here, which opens up to the actual inside of the bag. On this case, I have my cleaning stuff, but on the other side, I have a side entry to the camera. So I can just pull that out, bang, bing bong. Now this isn't actually my camera, this is a placeholder. This is my sister's camera. But imagine this is a GH5s with a Sigma 18-35, but we'll get into that as we move through the video. Now moving on to the actual bag. So we flip it over, and another little entry part is at the top where this sort of hard case bit is. You can open this top part up. So say you have a camera at the top here or whatever you want to access. You can open this up. I'm struggling with a zip for some reason. And boom, you have a little opening there for any handy stuff that you want to chuck in there. So that's pretty good as well. So let's actually dive into the bag itself. Let's open it up. We'll do it like this. Bing bong. Bam. I actually don't have that much in here. I've condensed my shit way down because honestly, I've realized I don't need everything. So the stuff that's in here is mainly what I would bring on set. If there's some other specific things that I need to get, obviously that's different. But for most shoots, this is my go-to, what I'm bringing just in case gear. So let's start up here. First of all, you actually got a laptop sleeve built in right here. So you can chuck a laptop sleeve. I've actually got a gray card in here that I've never used, but I guess that's kind of handy if you need to set white balance very accurately. So that's staying in there. I actually low-key forgot about that. So yeah, a laptop can go in there. I think it's a 16-inch laptop, MacBook size, if you have a laptop that big. And then we got these two compartments here. I pretty much just fill this space with my batteries, extra batteries. So I got my camera batteries. You could probably fit some other small NPF batteries, but not the big ones. because it's not that flexible. You'll be able to punch out a little bit and still zip it up. It might just get a bit chunky and stretchy. And then under it, you got another compartment that's a bit bigger. And I usually chuck all my step-up rings, my ND filters, Pro Mist filters, all that stuff. I kind of just chuck in there, and it's all kind of flat and folds down nicely. So moving on to the more interesting part, the actual camera gear that I've got in here. Now it's worth to mention, when you get this bag, if you get this bag, or pretty much any other camera bag, it'll come with its own walls that you can sort of Velcro in and customize how you want your bag to shape. Now I've done various shapes and compartments, but I think I've landed with this one. I got one big space here for my camera, another big space for my lenses I just chuck in there. I got a little space here for my mic stuff and a little cleaning side hole. And then here is miscellaneous, just goods. So let's start with the main compartment here, which is where my camera will go. Now, like I said before, this is not my camera. I'm borrowing my sister's A7 III Sony. But just imagine this is what I'm filming with right now, which is my GH5s with a Sigma 18-35 f1.8. That camera and lens combo is basically what I rock with 90% of the time. There is a reason why the Sigma 18-35 and the GH5 series was so popular. It's just because it looks that good. It's just a perfect little zoom range that covers most of my needs, and it just pairs so well with the GH5s and, you know, respectively the other GH series. So then moving next to the camera compartment, I got where my lenses would go. So I've got these Sirui, I think that's how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I got two of these Sirui Nightwalker lenses. This is a 55mm t1.2, and I also got a 35mm t1.2. Now I believe these are actually meant for APS-C sensors, but they also come with micro four thirds mount. So a pretty affordable cinema lens range. I think they're like 400, 450 AUD for each lens. So I decided to get the 55, like I said, for that tighter shot, and a 35 just sort for a mid-range medium shot. I can do a video on these lenses if you guys are interested. Anyways, moving on. The last lens that I have in here, so I've got a total of 3 lenses, is this 10mm wide angle Lawoa lens. So to cover the spectrum, I've got my zoom range 18-35 on my GH5s, then I got a tight 55mm, but this is the 10mm Lawoa micro four thirds lens. I just love how tiny this is. Like, look at that. This looks so cute on my camera when I'm shooting. It feels like I'm not even shooting with anything. This is a fully manual focus lens, but honestly, this is obviously manual focus as well, cinema lens. But also on my Sigma, I also use manual focus because the autofocus is not reliable on the GH5s. So I pull everything, which is why I was saying before, I have the gears on here and I pull focus from this most of the time. But luckily this is so wide that you don't even need to pull focus that much. You just set it to like a 1 meter range focusing, and you're pretty sorted there. I do wish I did get a wider lens when I initially got this one. I know Lawoa has a 7.5mm one of these as well, so I think if I were to go back in time and do that again, I would have got that one, because it's wide, but it's not quite wide enough for what I use it for, which would be like interiors of a home. I mean, this is basically equivalent to a 20mm focal length on full frame. It does the job, but I just wish it was a tad bit wider for those real estate use cases. So yeah, that's as simple as that camera and lens compartment is. I only got 3 lenses, and they're all pretty small because micro four thirds, and it covers all of my needs, all of my angles that I would possibly need to shoot. And yeah, it's absolutely perfect. So moving on to this little side bit here, I just got this little air blower thing, microfiber cloths, another big one, and I think a little lens spray cleaner. I don't really use this that much. It's only if it's like super dirty, but I keep my shit pretty clean and taken care of. Then I have this little small compartment here, which I shove all my mic stuff in. Now I actually should have put this in there, but I don't use it all the time. But I have this little Rode video mic NTG little thing, little shotgun mic, which I probably could include in here, but it's not in there. So let's move on from that. But in here, I keep my Rode wireless Go 2 set. So these little buddies, I've had these for a few years now. I think it's pretty much since they came out. I think I got these in 2021 when I first really started doing the videography stuff. And I'm using it right now recording. If you guys want to see, got this bitch taped up. So yeah, this set comes with 2 transmitters and 1 receiver, which is handy if you have 2 people to record. You can just lav them up and you're all good. Along with that, in here is 2 actual lav mics. So I got both these Rode mics. I got this, I think it's the Pro version or something, which I'm wearing now, but it comes with, you know, a muffler and all that, and this nice little case. And then I have this one that I originally got with it, which is, I think, a bit of a cheaper one, but does the job. It's another little Rode lav. So that is that. And the last little thing that I have stuffed in here down the bottom, which I discovered kind of recently, only last year, which has been already so useful in recording audio with lav mics, is these Rycoat stickies. Honestly, game changer. I don't know why I didn't get these earlier, because now I would much rather have, especially in a professional environment when I'm shooting with clients, I'd rather have a mic hidden and unseen so it feels more authentic and a natural sort of shooting process. You don't have a lav mic sticking out, or more importantly, one of these sticking on the shirt, which I feel like is just a bit too bulky. I understand it's fine for like YouTube and stuff. I mean, I literally hold this thing with a fork in my other videos. I think in a professional environment, I think it's good to invest in stuff like this where you can get good quality audio and it's hidden. So I think that's a really important thing. And now lastly, moving on to this top compartment, which I sort of said before was a miscellaneous sort of area. Now, right now I've got these 2 MC lights in here that I like to carry just because they're handy if I need to quickly light up something. I can do a little review of these if you want. They're super great. I think Aputure has come out with some new ones that are probably a bit better in terms of brightness and power output, but they come with these little soft boxes as well, so it softens the light a little bit. And yeah, like I said, they're just super handy to have in worst case scenarios if you need just a little bit of light and you don't have other light fixtures that you brought with you. So these, super handy. I got 2 of them. I just chuck them in there. And then another little audio thing that I don't bring all the time, but I probably will for now if I have other audio setups. This is a Zoom H1 XLR little recorder. It's got 2 inputs up here for XLR and TRS, and then 1 little mic jack input if you want to chuck a lav in there. And this records 32-bit float, so it's a pretty simple little device, does the job for what I need it to do, and I keep it in there. And the last little thing that I've chucked in here is just some headphones or some earphones to monitor audio when you're recording. As a solo videographer, you know, you got to take care of multiple things. You got to take care of your video, your audio, your lighting, possibly directing and all that as well. So you got to have something like this on you just to monitor audio, just in case, or just to check up on it, unless you have fucking 32-bit float, and then you can just do whatever you want. If it peaks, you're all good. But I don't have that except for this thing, but I don't record with this that much. So, and actually the last little thing that is in here is an SD card pouch, or a little SD card pocket where you can put some spare SD cards. I got a couple micro SD cards and some older just normal SD cards. So that's another good handy little thing to have in case you over record and you get full on your SD cards and your camera. You can just swap it out, and you know, you have a handy little pouch and you're safe. So yeah, that is everything that goes in this camera bag. Like I said, it's not that much. Like, if I was starting again with this whole videography stuff, you know, it's easy to get lost in all the gear that you see on YouTube and all the reviews. I think you're just gonna make sure you get what you need and not necessarily get what you want. I think if you're someone who is starting out a videography business or a journey, simply start with getting good audio equipment, a decent camera body, and maybe just 1 lens to start with that is a zoom lens, and it can cover a decent range. And then also lighting is also another big thing. Audio and lighting make up the important parts of your video and make it look and sound good. So I think those are more important things to invest in as a videographer or a video creator, is your lighting to make your videos look well lit, cinematic, and professional. And then on the other hand, audio, you need clear sounding, reliable audio recording. That in itself will make whatever camera body you're shooting on or lens 10 times better. I hope what I've shown you today has given you good insights and maybe some ideas of what to put in your camera bag. Like I said, maybe you're starting out and you're trying to get an idea of what you need. Keep it simple, keep it efficient, and keep it as small as possible, to be honest. Because if you have a big bulky camera bag that is heavy as fuck, then that's going to be a pain in the ass to carry around. You're not going to be having a good shooting day with this on your back. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please leave a comment below on what you think would be handy for my camera bag, or if you have any other ideas that would be of great use in shooting on set and that I can shove in my bag, that'd be greatly appreciated. And yeah, hope you have a great day. Rock on. I'll see you later.